Hey Kirsty, thank you for joining me. Guys, I wanted to just share with you my personal story, but also Kirsty has a personal story of her own to share. So as most of you have probably read in the newspaper and recently, my mum passed away from ovarian cancer. She was diagnosed at stage 4. Unfortunately, she did not have many years left of her life because she was already at an aggressive stage of cancer. I wanted to fundraise for Cherish Women Cancer Foundation because I believe in their organization in wanting to help women, existing cancer patients, find a kind of treatment. And you may have already seen or read about Cherish, that they are working towards in achieving their goals. And one of them is related to endometrial cancer. And Kirsty has and saying that you are willing to share your story too, because as women, I think it's really important for us to, support each other, but also to raise the awareness together. Kirsty, thank you very much for joining me. I would love for you to tell your story as well, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So I was lucky enough not to have endometrial cancer, but I was quite shocked to read that it's about 1 in 3 cancer diagnoses for Australian women that is gynaecological cancer. So it's far more prevalent than I knew. And what I did learn from my experience with endometriosis and adenomyosis is that I was not alone. There was lots of women out there who are dealing with this all the time. I put up with severe period pain for about 13 years, and sort of towards the end of that journey I was starting to look for some other solutions because I thought it was, agony, and it wasn't just once a month. It became the periods between shorter and shorter, and of course you've got all the inconvenience of never knowing when you're going to be caught out. I had sanitary items in every conceivable place, in the glove box, in my husband's bag, and it's stashed everywhere because you're constantly concerned that you're going to be caught out. And I wasn't diagnosed. I didn't actually discover that I had endometriosis until we actually did some pre-IVF testing. My husband and I had not been able to conceive children. And we thought, well, we'll just go and do some testing to see what our chances would be like if we went down the IVF route. And it was during that process that they discovered a 9-centimetre piece of endometriosis.
Oh, wow.
And that of itself was not going to prevent me from having children. But it certainly explained how I'd been feeling. And ultimately we decided not to go down that route. And it was pretty hard coming to terms with not having our own children. Thankfully, I'm a stepmom, so I've really appreciated having that experience, and it's really something I cherish. But certainly the symptoms were getting worse and worse as I was getting older. So progressed to having other interventions, a Mirena, and then the first surgical intervention was an ablation, and unfortunately they didn't really do anything to assist my issues with pain and irregular bleeding. So ultimately in beginning of 2021, everyone was on holidays and gearing up for the next year, I was in hospital and having a full hysterectomy. Well, not a full hysterectomy. I do have my ovaries, but yes, I ultimately had my uterus removed and my fallopian tubes to try and reduce the pain and also minimise the risk of other things developing, like those cancers.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Kirsty. And I think this is such a very personal story, and it means a lot to me, and I'm sure all of you can agree that any women who are experiencing severe period pain, severe bleeding, to do with abdominal pain or abnormal vaginal pain, anything, it's really important for us to go to our doctors and get yourself checked out and go and see your gynecologist. We can't stress enough how important it is just to go get that regular checkup. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes of our body. Like we may look normal in front of everyone and be able to be with our family and friends, but unfortunately, until we go and see a doctor, we won't know. So this event, the Bollywood Charity Ball, is to support Cherish Women Cancer Foundation to help find more, continue their research to find more kinder treatments. And we don't want to see other women go through hysterectomy. We need to work together as female, and unite and really support this cause. And Kirsty is a proud woman who has just recently won a Cairns Businesswoman's Award with emotion video production and training, and she sets us an example. So please guys, if you haven't seen your GP or gynecologist recently, we both highly recommend you to go out and get yourselves checked out.
And we often put ourselves last. We're always looking after our families, our work, and we put it off, and really that can have disastrous consequences. So you're not overreacting. It's better to go and get everything checked out and for it to be nothing than for you to go, oh, I'll just do that next month or next year and then find out that it's too late. I've had women in my own family who have not acted fast enough on symptoms and ultimately have had to deal with much more severe diagnoses. So please go and chat to your GP or your gynecologist if you have any concerns. And we put up with a lot, so don't put up with pain.
100%. Yeah, we do.
Go and investigate, and you don't have to suffer. I have a new lease on life with not having that pain and discomfort and inconvenience in my life anymore. It's not a choice for every woman, and obviously Cherish is looking at ways of trying to manage that without having the consequence of not being able to have children.
Yes. That's right, 100%.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you support this event and get yourself checked? I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a huge Bollywood fan.
Yes.
I'm going to be there on the 14th, and I'd love to see you there too.
We love to see you all there, and there's going to be lots of Bollywood entertainment. I don't think Cairns has ever had a full Bollywood entertainment team come up here to entertain you. So we hope to see you there at Pullman Cairns International on Saturday, 14th October 2023. Thank you.